Monica, yes, back from holiday, I trust. Let's give another minute or so and then we'll get started. Welcome back, everyone, who hasn't been in yet. A couple of guys went in yesterday, just coming back from the Christmas break. Morning. Right, that seems to be the time to start. 1:30, here we go. All right, just want to start off by bearing in mind, 4 o'clock today, I think you already know it, but I just want to reiterate so don't forget, Jerome Powell is speaking. Whether he's hawkish, I think he will be, but I don't know. That's the important part. I think he's hawkish. If it is, you'll see a dollar strength coming in. If he's going to go dovish suddenly, and we'll get dollar weakness going in. But I think it might. So I don't. Well, I know the problem's not over yet. So I think it might not be quite as dovish as they'd like to believe. Being that as it may, it's awkward with him speaking at 4. The only good news, it's 4 o'clock, not about 8, 9 tonight. So for our 4 o'clock session, we will get, well, obviously be speaking as we're doing it, but as we go into the session, we'll get some sort of hopefully clear indication what the score is. But we've got another problem on Thursday is the CPI is coming out again. And that caused even more problems than non-farm payrolls last month, if you remember. So it's an irritation, but those are there to overcome. We'll see how they fit in. Just bear that in mind. But yeah, don't forget, 4 o'clock today. Don't mean we give up. Just be aware of it. Like potholes, still going to drive, but be aware they're there. I think that's a good analogy of that. Beware of the potholes of Mr. Powell. It's in profit now. It's been in profit since we sent the signal, Mr. Coyote. Huh. Yes, it is indeed. Yeah, we'll have a look anyway. Morning, Comms. Nice to have you back, Mark. Hey, it's doing okay. I think we start moving the stop, hey? We got it at 400, 400. So over 40 pips in profit now. I think we mentioned we'd hold yesterday, so we want to run some of the profits. Again, we're seeing a lot of instances where highly profitable trades, guys, getting back maybe quick. Maybe it's my fault as well. Maybe I'm getting a bit overcautious. I don't know. We want to try and run a few, and this is not a bad trade. So that's why I thought maybe you might have done your own batch. I'm just saying from my point of view in the trading room to modify. And I think maybe if you got around that 64 mark, you can do it. Again, don't forget, if you got it at 63, 60 or 70, well, you changed it anyway. You shouldn't have done. But if you did, even though you're in profit, don't put it in entry now because it's too close. But over 40 pips, 40 or 5 pips is okay. That's fair enough. So you can maybe put the stop loss just a bit below that, just to cover costs, maybe 5 pips or 4 pips below to cover costs or whatever, just to protect in case something goes pear-shaped. And, you know, I know it's not $1, but anything can happen later on today. So at least you're protected and you might get some more good coming out of it, which I think is going to happen, but I obviously don't know. Hey, fine, Jethro, no problem. It's when they try and come in at 5 to 11. Make it disappointing there was nobody there. Or 2 minutes to 11 or whatever. Tush, Jethro, that's a good point, Mark. Yeah, should we fine him? Hey, we'll do him a virtual crypto fine. Okay. Anyway, so where are we? Yeah. Okay, so if you're in the ADCHF, if you're not in it, you know, don't go in now. If you modified the stop too close, you stopped out, well, shame, but don't jump in again. But if you got in the 64 where we got out yesterday in the trading room, then you can maybe make it about 5 pips below that. You're still 40 pips away. That should be okay. And let's look at the shorter term ones here. Yeah, the lower lows. So hopefully we'll get some more out of it. Every time we try, let's do the 1 hour. So every time we try to bump up, the sellers are coming in. So we might get, let's try and get a decent run out of a trade. Like CFJCY the other day, we hit the TP. In fact, took it out. Made that joke about made to shorty then. Okay, whatever. But I made that joke about anyone modify the TP. You forget that can be done. So yeah, we'll see if we can ride this a bit further. But anyway, at least you protect if you do that. That's the main point. Okay, so that's that taken care of. GBP CHF, I know people got in there. It's been bouncing around, but I hope it pop up actually. Sorry, guys are in it. So we can get everybody in it because it wasn't posted in the end. I should have posted it, but I didn't. Anyway, I didn't. Never mind excuses, I didn't. But some guys took it and did very good at 1.1250. Those took it and 40 pips in profit. It was about 80 pips at one stage in profit. Popped up a bit, and then the sales coming in. I thought it might get it got to 30. I thought maybe we get a trading room idea to jump in, but it tackled 20, I think 25. I don't know, and then the thing came off again. I'm sure I'll be chasing it now. It's a bit of a pity. So keep an eye on it. We can jump up a bit more, maybe we get in. But those in obviously don't want that to happen. Smiling, so that's not too bad either. Right. We took a one on a short on the FTSE, the FTSE. Hovered around a bit yesterday, and then went up to break even slightly above at one stage. That's come off a bit. It's a bit slow. It's waiting on power like everybody else. Remember they follow the Americans. At the moment, it's well, it's a bit of profit. We've got it at 77.10, so it's a bit of profit. If it's still in profit, it's getting near to power time. I think maybe an idea to maybe modify his stop to break even, just in case he stuffed the system up. You don't tell the winner until losers. We mentioned hundreds and hundreds of times before. So let it run for the moment. It's too close to modify a stop yet. But if it gets to 4, maybe it might be prudent to do that, just to protect yourself in case he goes the dovish route. That's a bit too close, Coyote. It's far too close. That's what's that? 60, 63. Where is it now? 50 something. 38 pips away. That's far too close. You can't move it there. If you do, you're going to get stopped out in the noise. Unless you're very, very lucky. You're kind of an 8 pip stop loss. That's far too good. I say if you got to 64, do it. If you got to 63.80, you can't. 20 pips is too close. Pretty bad all over Jethro, but let's leave that one alone. I'm hoping that's going to be changed. I mentioned last year. We'll see. Anyway, moving along. Where was I? Yeah, no, it's far too close. If you put it that close, you might as well just take your profit and run, because it'll easily bounce up 10 or 15, 20 and go off down again. The ups and downs, the noise of the market will knock you out. Oh, is it? Okay. Well, whatever, anyway, I can't do much about that. So I can agree with all I like, you know what I mean? I think it should stop crying, but it doesn't seem to end up doing about it. But yeah, anyway, we'll move on. I mentioned before, working on it. Okay, right. So yeah, I mentioned it. Right, go back there. So I mentioned the FTSE. You know, protect yourself before 4, so you can get some more in the meantime out of it. So anyway, it's in profit bottom line. The NAS gave me some jip actually. I thought, hang on, what's happening here? But it seemed to come right at the end. That's only guys who can afford it. One guy actually, I actually said to him, be a bit careful. Looks like it's going up a bit. I mean, be careful doesn't mean go and close it. It won't close the bloody thing. Be careful. Got to be careful. Be fright. I don't know. I do not know where the next bit's coming from. Nobody does. Just say be careful, keep an eye. Didn't say close it, but anyway, he did. Anyway, we got in at 11225. So it's just over 100, about 130 pips in profits. That's not too bad. Jumps around a lot. That's a very dangerous instrument. As you know, I like 200 pip stops, but 125 might be prudent to put in. If you're going at 11225 or higher, might be an item, bring it down to entry. It can play silly buggers, this we all know. It's up to you. But anyway, it's in profit, that's the bottom line. Okay, right. Okay, some of them people, I think Robert wanted a Brent trade. A couple of guys joined him, so put it down. I decided I was not for it, but we'll look at it anyway. I put it down. A couple of people went for it. It's up to you. I mean, put whatever down. Put anything you like down, as long as a couple of people agree. Gone in at 81.07. Clearly, that's not happening. Brent, I think I still prefer to wait a little bit further for Brent. I'm a Brent bull, yeah, but Brent at 7920, anything increasing zone. Okay, so in other words, going partial if you like it now, and then if it comes off a bit, do the other half later on. I think a good chance of that. It will be affected, not as much as gold, etc., by Powell, but it will have some effect. I think the OPEC's still in meetings on it as well, I believe. But yeah, I suppose you could push that. And if you get a better price, I was hoping to get in around about these sort of levels here, about $78 if we can get there. Oh yeah, Kevin McCarthy's in, yeah. Scratched in, by the way. Not exactly overwhelming. Battle. In the end, he got in, yeah. Very important. Remember, he's third in line to the throne, if I call it. Number one's the president, number two, the vice president, the third's the speaker. So you understand, a very powerful person. You know, the Speaker of the House in America was a very powerful person. Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic speaker, was an 80-year-old lady, but she was as tough as nails, I'm telling you. The land tamer, they used to call that. She'd have the whip. If you don't vote partisan with me, for all your privileges, you're out, basically. So that's not the way, in my opinion, should run a democracy. It's basically a tyranny within the democracy, the way they carry on there at times. But anyway, she's now history, and this guy's in to see how that works out. Did a nice speech saying absolutely nothing, made all the right noises like they do, but we'll see any proof in the pudding later on. But yeah, they're getting a bit worried there anyway. I think some stuff's going to come out, and Hunter Biden set up, which is clearly corrupt. I'm pretty sure on that, which I mean buried, you know, because the FBI, CIA all under the incumbent government. It's quite corrupt there anyway. Anyway, moving along, $78 I'm looking at, but if you want to chase it now, maybe half in now, half in later if you want, that's up to you. But I think I'm going to hang fire from it, wait for 78, but I'm not against Brady's idea of going half and half. Anyone to do a half and half in it? Yeah, we're such a minority. That's the problem. Like the last midterm elections, it wasn't a screaming run going to red. It was most of the votes either don't know, don't care, etc. So it's yeah. Anyway, I haven't said it before. Okay, you get a chicken on that one. Anyone who, if you're in, obviously hold on. But if you took it with what you call it, who's it again? Robert Buer yesterday. Fair enough. But if you want to do it, maybe half an hour, half later, we're not. I think down here somewhere should do it. Yeah, make it about a 70. Yeah, make it a 75 pip stop. Okay, if you want to do it. Okay, if you want to go back, look at stuff we can. GBPAUD. The other one, quickly look at that one because that was the one I wasn't too keen on, but I might have been wrong. Get who the hell was it again? Tembi, that's right. 141.66 no euro Japanese yen. I'll tell you what, the new one. It's not doing too bad. Came off, going up a bit now. It's 5 pips in profit. So we'll see how that goes. I stood on the sidelines personally, but a couple of guys liked it, so I got it down here. And this one's Tembi's idea, 141.66. And it was down most of the day yesterday and this morning. It's popped its head above into profit, but certainly not anywhere near enough to move stop loss. At least you're in, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 pips or something. Better than nothing. See how it goes. Still not one of my favorites. I personally would leave it, but if you like it, you tell me and you can do it. We'll pull up the calculator if you want. You tell me to do it. I'm not keen. If you're in a 7830, why are you glad? Okay, what was that? GBPAUD, Mikhail. All right. GBPAUD, I'm sure I want to do this. You're going to buy it. Aussie's got a bit of strength coming in because we mentioned many times the free trade agreement with China, and they've opened their borders now. And they look like they might go back to slightly increased GDP output expectation, which is good for the Aussie dollar. So a bit of strength coming on the Aussie on that one, which if you're going to buy the pound, obviously you'll be selling the Aussie dollar. It is popped up, I get that. It's tried to take out the previous couple of days' highs and a few sellers came in. But I'll give you your due, as it popped down, some buyers came in. I'm not keen on that. Sorry, it's not enough action. I'm going to be horribly honest with you guys. I don't think the Powell speaking hanging over our heads like the sword of Damocles. I think it's going to be a fairly discussion session today. We might find we've done it in the past, but I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. And this one, never do it Powell or not. I'm not sure, to be honest. That's not standing out to me. It's come off quite a bit, tried to bounce up, sellers came in, tried to go down, buyers came in, drifting along that. I'm not sure I really want to do anything with this one. This is not looking to me that anything's happening that's getting me excited. So this is looking pretty good. But that's me. Anyone want to join Mikhail? Anyone disagree with me? Anyone have any thoughts on this one? It's the idea, it's a forum. We all want you to join in with your ideas. You can be awkward now. You can have a Danish kroner. Okay. Remember, that's an exotic, wider cost. Anything like the Danish kroner and like that, it's called an exotic. You might be a bit rude to the Danish people, but it is called an exotic. So it does attract higher margins and higher costs. Just bear that in mind. Right, do you want to do this one, Jethro? I want to do this one. I've made my statement, but this is forum. We'd like to share ideas. You're tempted. Mikhail, you might get some support here. Maybe we should unmute and do a hard sell on him. Join me, Jethro. Anybody else keen? There's over 50 people here. There must be some people with some opinions on this one. Even it's don't touch the bloody thing. Mark seems to like it. Yeah, could do. Fundamentals might have paid it, but I think fundamentals or not, it's just isn't happening there. Yeah. And then somebody actually might think might even be a short, and I'm not saying it's there either. I'm just saying good reason for surely good reason for buying, and even more reason for me for LIA. Just want to win, so you're going to flip a coin. I'm not sure that's a strategy of the top note there, Mr. Shearer. See on YouTube there, doing your thing there. I like to buy this because I've been losing the last few and I must need a win. So that's my strategy. I'm not sure how well that will go down on the likes. Yeah, I don't have a cold left. And I did have, but it wasn't my electricity bill. So yeah. So what do you want to do? Leave it, short it, buy it, or move on it? So you would Pete should be doing okay lately. Trade eye has been put out, haven't been too bad. Move on. Okay, thanks, Antonio. Yeah, haven't been too bad. Peter should be okay. They haven't been too bad at all. If you're battling, maybe you bring something different, but if you're doing the trade idea, you should be okay. Yeah. I'm confident about him, but not when Powell's speaking. Having said that, I think it's a possibility of a short here. Completely contradict myself. Just go with the flow, okay. I think it's possible some downside. That euro's overextended. But it's a bit of worrying Powell. But talk about Powell and the rest of it, this is definitely a dollar. I think there's a possibility here some downside. This is a highly aggressive trade, but it's a possibility here. Not getting much technical to back me up though, am I? Maybe not then. Just gonna this is what Mark says. I have a feeling this is going to come off. That's my strategy on this one. It's not being backed up, unfortunately, by the technicals or Powell speaking, but I think it's going to come off. Maybe my feeling's not a good idea. Okay. Yeah, so I hope it's going to be one of those days. The F stop is another one we got into. We got in at 1270. Bang on 1270. Give a bit of jip, popped up there. 1291. So here we go. Anyway, it's back on break even at the moment. So not too bad. We'll see how that goes later on. It could well be. I've forgotten some of these damn names. GPAUD. I look at it. I don't get too clever with names on it. I had to know them all at one stage. You know what? Most of this stuff all off by heart. But I'm looking more on what is the candle telling me about the buyers and sellers. That's what I really want to know in practicality. You can read a book on the subject if you like, but in essence, what are the buyers and sellers doing at the moment? And that candle, whether you call it a dragonfly, you call it a hammer, you call it a doji, you call it a mabaruza, you call it. I'm calling it that's indecision candle. Buyers and sellers are not sure which way it's going to go. That's the barrier. And when they're not sure, I ain't sure. I'm bloody sure it should go up, and there's more sellers coming in than buyers, then I'm wrong. So yeah, US dollar JPY to change. Some guy in there. I was looking at it and I hesitated. I think I might have missed that a little bit lower down. Seem to be holding technically on the 10-day. Remember, it's a dollar one. Japanese leg has been fairly strong. I'm not sure how long it's. I think Japanese yen's a bit overbought personally, but anyway, how long it's going to last. So I think there's a possibility of that. But again, it's not. Yesterday's total decision, and today there's no follow through to the downside, and it's trying to move up. There's not much follow through to the upside. Let's try the weekly. Probably the same story. Look, it's held big time on the weekly there at 132.70. I get that 50 pips away. I'll get you on that one. Again, look at that. Just smalling, sellers coming in. Sellers coming. See what I'm talking about the candle there, guys? That's telling me every time to pop up, the sellers are coming in. Tries to go down, the buyers are coming in. That's no good. You want follow through. And they'll track in the car there with with your partner. If one wants to go to Bella wants to go to Durban, you sit in the car arguing, don't know which way to go, and the engine's running. You get the idea. It's not happening. That's my opinion anyway. Anyone disagrees? This is what a forum's about. Anyone want to buy this one? I think long might be the right way, actually. If you're in long, I think I'd be more comfortable than you're in short, but still not. Still, yeah, that's just my opinion. That's all it is. I'm sure I'd be going in now. I'm not jumping up and down with glee on this one. So, anyone to jump up and down and getting into this one? Yeah, Dick's what I've got right in front of me. 103.22. Popped up, come off, popped down, went up, hovering. No surprise there. You're getting a lot of that today till 4:30, right? And you see some jumping around. No, I'm definitely deep alone. Somebody else might just think, yeah, that's it. Say it's a forum, guys. Got over 50 people here. You've got an opinion. If you want to take for long, go for it. If you want to put the calculator up, go for it. If you make your own decision without me putting the calculator up, you've got it, you know what to put in there, go for it. Okay, well, have a look then. But this is be it upon your head. If you come right, fantastic, but be it upon your head. Right, where do you want to put the stop then? That's far too close. No, it's not. It's only 60 pips. Beg your pardon. Put it down there. 60 odd pips is still too close. There we are. Still, it's 100 pip stop. That's your problem. And that's not. It's not a quick scalping trade. And 90 pip stop. You get the point. If you want to put on, do you want to use a 4-hour? Maybe get some. Maybe you put on the 4-hour. What's that then? About 80 pips stop. Yeah, I'm with you on that as well, but I'm just saying, I prefer the euro and dollars to sell, actually. The dollars in the problem. I mean, take it up here, I suppose. You take it up there, no, you'll get it there. If you give me the figures, I'll put them in, but I'm not. I'll try the daily for the figures if you want. We've got 80, so at least you need 130 and 130 going to work. Might squeeze it there. 133.37. Bit of a squeeze, might just get it. Well, I'll be honest, no, it's not going to work, is it? Maybe put it there. Okay. Yeah, you might get lucky. I'm leaning towards the hawkish stance, then you might see that go up to 134 goes, and you'd be smiling. But if you want to say that risk, be aware there is. Your choice, Clemmy, your choice. Okay. Well, it is anyone wants it or do what you like anyway, but yeah, up to you, see how it goes. Okay, right. Well, definitely wait, yeah. To me, the best of lot is $0 a sell. That's the best I can see, and I'm shy of that one, so I'll go the second best and go with it, you know what I'm saying? Gold's still hovering. Still see upside on gold, 1865, but if it gets to 1865, that will definitely be affected by Powell. So be very careful on that. If it gets to 865, I'm going to miss it simply for the fundamental reason. Okay. Nice to have you back, Adele. The only problem is, might be a bit of a boring session. Maybe this afternoon, that would be, in my opinion, that would be an exciting one. This afternoon should be all fun and games, but this one, it looks like it might be on the boring side. Yeah, if you want to, yeah. Similar to gold. And so if you miss gold, why would you go for silver? You can't drop. Don't forget, like I mentioned, check the contract size. Don't go willy-nilly 0.02 or 0.05 on all of them. You've got to check the contract size. This one is 500 unless it's been changed. There we are, contract size 500. We all know what that means. It might help go to silver first. Okay, what that basically means is 500 times 23.47 in dollars. That's the contract size. Obviously, multiply it to get the country of choice, brand or whatever. Yeah, that's the contract size. So it basically means 0.01 is $5 movement per $1 movement of the silver price. Hope that's all clear. In fact, it's very important, it is clear. It's incredible how many people don't understand the contract size and going 0.01 on gold and 0.01 on the Dow. Well, the Dow is 20 times the price, so it's clearly not the same. So anyone have a problem with the maths on that one? Check the contract size. Okay. We've all got the maths on it. If not, I'll explain. There's not much happening to the trading line. I'm just saying, look, it doesn't really matter, actually, if you do the position size calc, it'll tell you anyway. If you want to risk 500 Rand, then it'll tell you, you know, the size. Yeah. I struggle. All it is, when you go in, this is derivatives, you're putting a deposit down. Remember the 100,000 Rand AUD/CAD, we'll come back to that. But you got it. I'm sorry, Jacob, you got it. Can't trade if you struggle with that because you're driving blind. You have to. Can't get that. Don't trade because you got it. Because that's the trouble. Everyone's getting exactly the same position size. Doesn't matter what the contract size is. It's not going to work. Okay, AUD/CAD. What do you want to do this? Do you want to buy it? Sell it? What do you want to do with this one? Oh, sell it. Okay. So you see some Canadian strength coming back in again. I might jump the gun a bit here. If the dollar strengthens under Powell, I think the Canadian will go with it, and then you'll get the sell. I agree. But Aussie strengthens a bit because, as I say, because of the reason China, I mentioned earlier on just now. Yeah, sorry. Russia, China say the federal banks need to go on stocking up on gold. Yeah, that's trying to number one. Really stocking up on gold. It's true. What do you mean for us here, from a trade perspective? Well, tell you right now, gold is stability, fear factor people go to. Stocking up for those reasons. That's why a lot of people are bullish. In the short term, long term, yeah, I see $2,000, no problem there. Absolutely. Still its value since the Roman times, no problem there. Remember, the gold doesn't change in value. It's the fiat currency reduces in value. You've got to get the right way around. Now, as your £1 million house you buy now, sell it in 10 years at 2 million Rand. House prices probably might have gone up a little bit, I know, but not much. The point is, it's not the house prices moved up. It's the fiat currency level has gone down because of inflation, because of printing it more. It's the biggest common process actually when it comes to another story. That it's the reduction of the currency value. You've got to remember that. It's the difference between money and currency. Money holds its own, currency is depreciating. And so you think the other side's going up. It's no, the other side, the seesaw is going down. It only appears to be going up because the pivot, if you know what I mean. Currency's on the left, you can see me. So the other thing appears to be going up. No, that's remaining stable. It's the currency's going down. So gold will, yeah, but in the short term, it will be affected by the yields of the DXY, yeah. But overall, if you're going to buy gold for long term, they're buying for long term. They're not trading gold. They're buying it, stocking up. It's a hedge. It holds its value. Currencies are getting more and more work. In fact, the China now wants other forms of payment because they're just printing dollars like mad, completely irresponsible in the Fed. So that it's like going. You're to buy a fridge from China and you send them through dollars. What a pleasure! Just print some more. You put up the fridge from $1,000 Rand to $1,000 to $2,000. Hey, George, from the Fed, give me a shout now. Print another $1,000. Send that through to the Chinese. What a pleasure! They don't want the dollars anymore. They can start buying up other things, assets, etc. In return, and they start to send the dollar back. They don't want it, which that's another problem. Inflation you keep screwed up. Playing with the money extremely responsibly. Anyway, that's another story. Leave this alone, in my opinion. Yeah, it is, Brady. If you can afford it for the deposit and understands the exotic higher costs, yeah. But again, the dollar will affect it. But yeah, I see probably some upside there. Well, have you got the position size calculator? Yeah. Sorry, Jacob. That will solve your problem. I'll give an example. Let's just do gold. Have you got a second? Leave it alone. If you want to do it, up to you, Gerard. You've done a couple on your own there. Done all right, even though I've been a bit iffy on it. So go for it. You know the score. Let's do this one. Right, gold. Right. Well, we're gonna buy gold. Okay. What should we make it? Make it $15. Make it 1860. There we are. 1860. This is not a trade, guys. Don't copy and paste this. Where should we make it? Make it 200, 1900. There we are. All right. It's 22 rand. 22 rands. It takes the problem out for micro. You want to risk 220 rand, you go for a mini. Clearly, it's done it for you. That's why you have this one. Go to the live chat and get this. Go to live chat, technical support, and get this. It takes that worry out. If you play around, if you don't have that, you just go in 0.02 because in the last couple of ones, it's going to work for you. You get my point. So there you are. It's 22 rand a micro for 0.01. Now we're going to go to the Dow. Remember, that's a 10 contract size. Look at this. Show what I mean. Contract size is 10. So the exposure or the price of the contract is, where is it? 10 times that figure there, or 18,000, call it 19,000 US dollars, round figure. Got it now, $19,000. Right, now we're going to go to the Dow now. That's why a lot of other brokers have different contract size. They'll have 100 on gold, but they might have 10 on the Dow because of that differential, if you know what I mean. But we have the same. I'm not sure I agree with it. We do anyway. Right, now we go to the Dow. Left click, right click, specifications. You see the figure 10, exactly the same contract size. But that was 1870 or whatever. This is 33,000. So let's do a trade on this. We'll stick to buying it, okay? Quite volatile, so we'll put a stop in. Put a stop in here. There we are. We'll put the TP in. Where put the TP in there? Put it a bit higher up. Maybe put the TP there. 33,780 for it. 33,780. I don't know why, but I'm trying to keep it up. Do it there. Right, got a risk reward there. 285 per micro. Get the point, because it's a completely different price on the Dow in numbers compared to the gold or the Nasdaq or the S&P or the FTSE or the German DAX. You get the idea, but they're all contract size 10. So it's a very different exposure to buy 10 Rolls Royces or 10 Volkswagens. You get the idea. That's the differential. They're saying, oh, I'll go the Dow 0.1, I'll go gold. And clearly they're trading with that in the mass. I don't mind that actually. And then the turnaround, see, I've been trading for 2 years. Don't tell me how to trade. Okay, George, fair enough. Your story, fair enough. Hope that's all clear now, Jacob. Anyway, good. As I said, Jeff, let's have a look. Must check the specifications. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to be the wrong seller. Or you put the position size calculator, I mean, no problem. CAD JPY, was it? Yeah. Got it. Good stuff. I hope everyone's got it. If you don't trade till you do get it. It's like saying, I don't know, I'm driving at 20 Ks or 200 Ks an hour. There is a difference. Okay, what do you want to do this? What do you do with this? You want to buy it, sell it? Not sure I'll do anything with it at the moment. Okay, Brady, it should be more action at 4. It's great to have you back, if you can make it. You want to buy it, okay? Right, Jethro, you want to mute and take me through it? Because I'm not sure I want to buy this. Pound's still quite strong. We're still having meetings on oil. Canadian will be affected by the US dollar coming out. We're still in the sell zone. You might think it's oversold, but there's no buyers coming to take it. Not yesterday, the day before, or Friday rather, or Thursday. It's not even really getting going today. It's not coming off much, I'll get you, but it's not getting your legs on it. If you go in now, maybe we'll go up a bit. I'll settle for a green on that one. But it's when we're sitting going sideways and some fundamental comes out at 4 o'clock and then you're going the wrong way. You stopped out, now you're annoyed. Dollar is a bit weak leading up to now. It's not weak because of now, it's leading up to now. Now it's hovering, waiting for news. I'm always clear on this. Yeah, well, there you are. That's a backup there, Jeffrey. So Jeffrey got out going nowhere. Do you want to go going nowhere? So just get the car, switch on the engine, and just sit there. How's that? Great fun. I warned you guys, I think it's going to be one of those sessions this morning. We discuss stuff like contract value, specifications, economic calendars, things like that, if you like. But I've looked through the lot. We had a strategy meeting this morning. Most agreed I don't need to get much out till this afternoon session. We had 2 or 3 out yesterday. They didn't seem to be doing okay. So our time for patience and our time, feast or famine, our time, we'll get so many in. We haven't got enough money to take them all. More for choice. And you can see, give an example, gold. They're not letting me down there. Yeah, gold going nowhere. Look at that. Nothing's happening. Look at this. Make it now. Make it now one. What's happened last several hours? $4 or $5 range. Costs involved in which way day. That's the prop trader, Mike. You can't. I'm more inclined to do nothing with it, beyond Jethro. I'm not comfortable to do either with it. If it comes down, I won't be surprised. It goes up, I won't be surprised. It goes sideways. That's why. Euro GBP. All right. Euro GBP. Right. That's the one I was getting quite excited there. Getting better. Nearly got me going there. So 1 hour. We're all bullish. Sorry, Mikhail, just change something there. Well, not all bullish. I'm certainly bullish on gold, no doubt about it. But the short-term movement will be affected. It might suddenly come off $20, $25, $30 if the funding coming out affects it that way before it starts recovering. That's my point. I'm sort of saying leave it for the moment, but bullish, I quite agree. Right, look at the daily. Not quite so confident now. How far? Some be much more than you think. It's only 40 pips. $50 pips. That's to the done of the body. That's the wick. Remember. So we can take it up to here. That might do you. Then we're going to take it down to here for the stop. Not keen. You'd have to take the TP there and the stop down here to affect a ratio of a trade. Anyone keen on that? There's no evidence yet for the last couple of weeks going to break through that high. See my point there, Gerard? Leave it alone. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, things be far better for your pocket. We leave it alone than jump in something because there's nothing happening and it comes and bites. And I certainly can start sending stuff out. I'm trying to get a brand name going here that some of the trades are okay. I'm just putting out willy-nilly, especially in this industry with the lack of trust involved. Yeah. There's one thing about the finance industry. Sure, just enough to attract some interesting people through that way. Okay. Right, let's get a copy and paste NZD. Okay. If there is silence, will you find the use of Bollinger Bands? Okay. NZD CAD. For a long, thanks. Always put in for a long, thanks. Okay. I think we discussed it earlier on, seems familiar. No. Indecision, no follow through. How far is it to there? 100 pips, no further. We're going to put the stop down here. So you can't get a risk reward. And it's held there. No. Sorry, Tembi's Nkosi. Sorry, Tembi. I like Tembi if you don't mind. Tembi. Sorry, if you want to do it, it's your choice. Me, I'll leave it. Is it going nowhere, is it? Yeah, popping back up again. Going nowhere. Drifting. Yeah, leave it, yeah. Drifting. Drifting in about a 30, 40 pip range. That's not very good. It's not what you want. That's the worst of the lot. Nothing's happening. Yeah? Right, Bollinger Bands. The center one is the moving average. I've done the default algorithms. You can obviously put in what you like. The moving average is the center one. They might be a 20-day. I'm not sure what it is actually. But anyway, I don't really use them much. But the point is the center one's a moving average and the highs are lows of the trading range. So they say when it gets this sort of level, it normally bounces off that and goes to the center. If it breaks that, goes to the top. But that's all very well. Look what happened here. Bounce to the top. What do? You're getting out? No, you sit with it. And then obviously this, like all indicators, relates to price action. So that was a shallowish area between here and here, you can see. But then it gets wider and wider simply because the price action's going up, which is pushing the Bollinger Band. So you say, right, I'll go here and aim there and get out. Well, sure, you've done okay then. We're down this sort of level here. How much you made? You made a fair few pips, but why would you get out there? Look, you see what I mean? So it's just basically another indicator with different algorithms to try and predict the price action because it happened that way in the past. But there's so many variables affecting the price action now that might not be that particular variable in the past. There might be something happening in New Zealand that strengthened it and weakened Canada, or vice versa. Or I don't know. It's but yeah, that's just very simply put. You can play around, back test if you want, but fundamentals and that will obviously overcome it. Just come down here. Let's see it bounce off there. Maybe you want to wait for a confirmation, see it right up there. That sell's come off. You want to buy it there. I think it's going to take that out to go back up there. It could well do that. And then suddenly Powell speaks, Canadian strengthens, therefore the NZD weakens and off it comes. So much for your Bollinger Band. Got it right. Okay, Mark. Hope we can have you in the action-packed 4 o'clock show. Oops, action-packed. I'll set that later on. She's not there. But yeah. Anyone else make use of them? Anyone use them out there? Find them made a major difference their trading in life, return, journey, money, or whatever. That's maybe the guy to speak to, because I don't use them. Well, everyone knows what I use. Okay, so I'm going to stick to it. If anyone had it out there and wants to take the floor and think Bollinger Bands is best thing since sliced bread, let's hear you and see how it's worked for you. Yeah. See, Anthony, it's and Tony, it's about price action, understanding the fundamentals and support resistance. Keep your finger on the pulse. I can do, because it's my job to do that. Okay. Right, I'm just going to copy and paste a couple in for you. The indices, so those guys who haven't got it. This is the DXY we talk about, guys, if you haven't got it. That's the dollar index. There you are. They've all got it. We'll do the economic calendar. Do that for you. Filter it to what you like. Okay, if you don't like the filtering I've done, go and filter it to what you do like. We have, most places have economic calendars, part of the stockbroker that have it on here. Go to the calendar, but there's so much other information get bogged down with it, so I'd rather filter it. I'll do the yields on the 10-year note. That affects gold and lots of things, the share price, everything. So we'll do that as well. Keep an eye on that. And always remember, there's no brains. Just like all of it, information for you to make a decision. There's no such thing as getting in a quick and easy one. Remember, every time you buy, someone's got to sell. It's that obvious, that easy. Who's going to sell it to you? Example, it's looking like very much information's come out. It's fantastic, the share price. And the share price opened up as 4, and it's now 4 o'clock. It's clearly going to open up. Just give us a trading opportunity. Well, they won't. The market's closed. But let's say it wasn't closed. Well, you wouldn't be able to get in because it was clearly going up. You've got to buy the product. Who's going to sell it to you? It's clear it's going up. So it's another thing when everyone starts. We're always looking for the quick no-brain, the quick buck. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. And when you get lucky, it's about the worst thing that happens. I think, yeah, I'm a lucky guy. I've got this one. Yeah, you got lucky. You do it again, it puts back. I spoke to somebody yesterday, sort of double or triple his money in a very short period of time. And he admitted in an even shorter period of time, he put the back again. You got to build the thing up, strategy, work out your risk reward, that sort of thing. If you make 100% in a month, you're either lucky or you're overexposed. You got lucky, great, fantastic. But don't think you do it every month. And I don't mind. I mean, you might get the right idea. If this size kind of done everything right, it just took off. Brilliant, well done. It's the right risk reward, fantastic. You well, pat on the back. But if you're overexposed, you won't get a pat on the back from it. You got lucky, you'll put it back the next day. Be careful of that. Get that calculator. Get that. Just work out what your volumes are. Stick with it. You start with 10 grand, you're wishing 500 or 600. Stick with it till you got 15, then maybe up to 800. Don't do 201, 1,000 the other one. Move your stop away, or don't put a stop. It'll flap around. You're getting lucky then, and often unlucky. And the market will come back and make you unlucky. I wouldn't join it now. We've got to trade out from it. I wouldn't join it now. That's going to be effective at 4 o'clock. It's gone nowhere and sideways. We're in profit. I'll give you due. We are in profit. We've been in better profit earlier on, which popped up a bit. We're still in profit. But as I said, those are in it. If it's in profit coming up to 4 o'clock, suggest modify your stop. If you're knocked out, you don't lose, you don't win, doesn't matter. If it comes right, you make a killing. If you're not in profit, you want to hold on, that's your choice. But I'm sure 4 o'clock, 4 hours, no, 1600, sorry, 6 hours time, pound speed will affect the FTSE. The dollar strength, that's going to come off, which will be good. If it doesn't, it could go up. So leave alone if you're not in. Okay, Miguel. Yeah, investing.com is free. You can subscribe and get rid of the adverts. It's not very much. It's about 4 or 5. I haven't bothered doing it. Check it out if you want to pay for it. But yeah, I keep it. I keep it there. I use it quite a lot for for DXY, like I said. If you want pivot points, they're there. Various bits of information's there. It's the most used trading site in the world, so you might as well use it. Yeah. You have sometimes you might have a glitch in the prices. All what you call it? Trading platforms have glitch in the price. Then you go to investing.com and put, if you're in the FTSE, you can put it in there and keep an eye on it till they sort the glitch out. Yeah. I want to buy the. Why do you suddenly want to buy that now? Any particular reason you want to buy the Dow Jones, particularly now? Apart from it seemed like a good idea at the time. Well, they are, they indeed. Well, they're going to become not coming strong. They're going to be at 63.20 the way you're talking. They get me going there. No, it's coming off. It goes up, it comes off a bit. We'll stick with it. It's not suddenly come down radically. It's easing down, so that's good. Right, what do you want to do with the Dow Jones? Why do you want to buy it? If it's there, I mean, maybe that's an idea. Why do you want to buy it? You can unmute if you like. Why do you want to buy that? Sound of silence. Why do you want to buy it? You can unmute, you know. It's a forum. We want to trade ideas. Have a look. Don't be shot down. You're wrong. Why are we doing it? There's a suggestion. Yeah, I've no problem with suggestion, but where does suggestion come from? You want people to start analysing. It's not you personally. I just want to get guys to start analysing a reason. Let's have a look at the AUD-JPY. That's just an idea. With all due respect to the meaning, it's got to be some sort of format. I tell you, I'm thinking this is going to be a buy is because this, and this. It means we're learning and we're getting more and more control of our trading future, you know? How much money you got in your account, but if you haven't got about 8 grand in that, wasn't touching the bar for you won't be able to afford the equity management on it. Anybody else? I mean, anyone else? I mean, there's 40 people that must have opinions. Barry, Benetti, anybody? Any opinions on this particular one? To buy it, sell it, leave it alone, or anything? Any particular suggestions? It's me to talk. It's guys are learning stuff, got their opinions. We want to get you up into roughy, toughy trading Marines, you know? Well, the Bollinger Band is telling you it's gone a bit sideways. That's what it's telling you about. See, it's gone sideways. I don't need the Bollinger Band in terms of going sideways. That's clearly obvious. It tried to push up lately because the dollar weakness, because the non-farm payrolls, again, fundamental came in, showed that the jobs report, the growing jobs there. So I think there might be it's getting good, it's getting less inflationary thinking, maybe a little bit of interest rate pulling back on it. That's fundamental. Don't do the Bollinger Band. That's only pushed up with that, but it's not been sustained. There's still too much debt out there. I certainly personally wouldn't touch it right now, especially not 4 o'clock, 6 hours time. It should be Powell speaking. Absolutely not. And if you still want to do something, unless you've got a large amount of money in your account, rather look, if you want to do an indices, rather look something like the S&P. Because that's also, what's it, about 3,000 something, also contract time 10. So it's a tenth of the value of this one, the same contract size. So unless you've got a decent size account, why bother with this one? It's up to you. Yeah, they are. I actually want to jump in this and get margin call there. So, tell you what, when trading, the skills that the skill set is there. It's not a flick of a coin, but you have to exercise patience as well as knowledge, and get your volumes correct, and you will get the odds your side. And I've done it, so I know for a fact that's possible. 99% it's driver damage, it's driver mistakes that make it. It's not the aircraft or the car. Not always, often is the aircraft or the car. I get that, but I'm saying 90%, but probably 85% is driver mistakes. Nothing else. Probably better, yeah. Probably better. Don't encourage them to jump in unless they're trying to do a quick trade. It might be sideways, it might do enough volatility. It's one of those boring times. Hate it when this comes out. We'll discuss the CPI, by the way. Maybe discuss sort of buy stocks on some kind of trade. If anyone wants to do it, we'll discuss that maybe on Thursday. A couple of guys had a go at it and did okay. We'll maybe discuss that. Okay. Let's go to the S&P then. Remember I showed just now putting a calculator, just getting rid of this, getting in the way of it. We did a pretend buy on that one. It was about 350 or something per micro. Let's do the S&P. Sure, it means to confirm this. Right click, specification 10, but 10 and 3.8. The other one's about 34,000. Big difference. So let's do a quick trade on here then. You might go along. Sorry, wrong one. Might stick to the one. Okay. Where can put the stop? Put it in a proper place. Put it down here. Where can put the TP? Put it here. 3965. No, not the good rate. So we put up a bit. Okay, a bit further, there we are. Right, that's a decent risk reward. Fair enough, got that. Remember, on the Dow was about 350, 380, I can't remember. This is 60 bucks a micro. If you want to do an indices, you do a small account, then you can do an indices by using this one because the contract size is the same. Now, a lot of other brokers will have the contract size as 100 on this. That's why you've got to check the specifications, because if you're going to go into another broker and you go in and you go in 0.1, not 0.1, 0.1, that's equivalent to a standard lot on another one because the contract size is 10 times higher. No, we won't be doing scalping courses. Give a theory behind it, but the costs, unfortunately, till we get the costs sorted out. Yes, please. I'm not sure what I mean by that. Yes, please, for Isabel. Scalping course until we get the costs sorted out for various reasons. The costs are going to be a little bit hectic for scalping. But you can still play around with it. It's common sense, really. You can say, right, I'm not worried about the risk reward. It's looking good. It's been drawn there. It's only 40 pips away. It's clearly getting that direction. Sorry, I'm going to go for it. And then if it goes down 15, whip my bloody stop down to break even just to protect me and see if it gets the extra 40 pips. If it doesn't, I don't. But you've still got cost to contend with. The scalping course is not the difficult part. That's the easy part. It's the cost. Unless you use some of the euro dollar, that's pretty about the cheapest. But then again, you don't have much action there. Have a look. I'll show you quick. It's quite simple. Just put it. Do the euro dollar. You've got to find somewhere where you're getting a range. That's what you're looking for, a range. Now you've got to we'll go to hourly one. Now you look at the range. Here's the hourly one. What's the range? 29 pips, 30 pips. Do that range. Is that good enough? If you do this range, it's not good enough. 20 pips is not good enough. Okay, okay, I'll do that in a minute as well. Not good enough. So maybe try a 4 hour. Maybe that's a better line. Do a 4 hour, better scalp. Even that's 20 pips. Too tight with costs. It's not worth it. You've got to look for something that's got at least 40, preferably 50 pips. And if you do this, even then it's not even 40 pips. You're doing the bottom here and there. Most of the time you didn't get there. So if you try to buy there, it's only 18 pips and just come off. Anyway, find a range, got enough pips in that range, and buy and sell it as long as your costs are not prohibitive. Simple as that, basically. It's not much more complicated than that. I hope that's explained. Right, CPI. What should we do? Should we do the euro dollar? We'll stick the euro dollar. Right, so the CPI is about to come out. The time now is 3:15. It's coming out at 3:30. Clearly, we can do it about 3:10 if you want, because it's going to be fairly quiet going up the street. Only guys that are going to be jumping in then, I'll be honest, as a retail trader, don't know. So we'll get some movement. So we all know that why is getting movement. There's a lot of guys there don't know anything about it. They're retail guys, are brand new, and they're having a bit of fun or whatever they're doing. So you get some movement. There's already buyers and sellers. But majority will not be doing it. Still see some size of action. So maybe 10 past 15 minutes or so beforehand, you're going to go for it, right? So let's just move this down a little bit. Remember, you can just left click down and hold it down and scrunch it. There we are. So it depends the volatility. I usually, if you do the NASDAQ, it's about 30 pips. If you're a dollar, it's less volatile, maybe 20 pips above and below. So what you're going to do now is you go to the euro dollar and you're going to put a buy stop in. So, right, let's say leave that one there and you're going to buy stop, pending order, buy stop. Right, what price you want to put in? 20 pips above market, be 1.07, make it 65. There we are. And then you place the order. Okay, right. Then you go again. And now you're going to go to a sell stop. It's below the market. Not a limit, a sell stop. It's below the market, right? Sell stop. What is the market price? You make it 20. So give it a price there will be 1.0720. Don't worry about GDC. It's good till counter, ignore that. Right, there we are. You should know it anyway. There you go, a buy stop and a sell stop, just above below the market. If it comes in good for the euro and bad for the dollar, clear the euro is going to go up, and then it'll knock that in and hopefully go a bit further. You're on board. What do? You immediately go down and cancel that because it might change its mind, come shooting down. You're not going to be happy with that. So it does go in your favor. What my favors? It goes up. Okay. Then you go down, immediately go, click on that, right click, and delete it. You right click on the line there and delete it. Okay. Or if it comes shooting down, you go back, right click on that, and delete it. And then coming off, then maybe you can modify your stop to entry and ride it down. And you might get a decent move down. Does that make sense? Not complicated stuff. I reckon most of the guys sitting in the Zoom guys, they're probably a lot cleverer than me. So if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. So if you want to do that, if it's the first time you do it, go for small. If you've got 20 grand in your account, you normally go in with let's say a 1,000 rand or 800 rand risk. Maybe go in for the 150, 200 rand risk or something. You know, scale down a little bit if you're doing it the first time. And don't kick me if it goes fantastically and you wish you got on with a full amount because you only made 2 grand instead of 10 grand. Sorry, I'm just suggesting going slightly smaller and then you don't know how it works. It can, we call that the whiplash effect. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly it. You got it, Isabel, yeah. That's what I'm saying. If it doesn't shoot up, go straight before you do anything, go there and knock the other one out. Delete the placed order. Okay, get rid of it straight away because you can get a whiplash. Yes, I agree with you on 10 minutes. Quite right. So, right, let's pretend it goes up. Let's say it's come out, he's extremely dovish. In fact, the next FOMC meeting interest rate decision is going to be 0, very well. What's going to happen to the dollar? It's going to come, no, wrong way around, sorry. Yeah, up, yeah. The dollar's going to come shooting down, the euro's going to go up. Bang, it goes up. Just in case he says something else in the Q&A, it's going to stuff the whole system up. He says, yeah, I look more, but things could change because with this problem's coming up. Oh, bang, bang, off it comes now. You know, it depends on the Q&A of Powell afterwards. So to prevent that, up it shoots, bang, get rid of it. Before you do anything, immediately get rid of the opposite order. Is there any cost? Of course not. It's a pending order, forward order. You're not in the market. Get rid of it, and then see what happens. It starts coming off. Maybe have it open, ready. The thing is just ready to right click and close it. You're not in the market there. Okay. Then just right click and close the damn thing, or double click and close it. If it starts coming off, or something you said, or put a stop loss in. It might just come off a bit and then ride up. You know, if it shoots up 100 pips, it's still going up. Why get out? You know. As long as you got the concept, that's the main thing. Or you can try out the demo if you like, yeah. Only problem to Isabel, the demo, is psychological. If it comes right for you beautifully, you're going to really curse. If only it was real money. But up to you. As long as you got the concept, that's the main thing. Or you can close the bottom under trade. You can go down there and double click or right click or whatever. Different ways to close it, yeah. As long as you get the thing ready to get out. If you ever see a prop trade in action, I've worked with them before, they'll have a little thing up there ready. They go in and immediately they're in, they go straight to that area and have the mouth ready to knock it out. That's when the guys are just going and doing several 100 trades a day job. Prop traders, you know, don't have the cost of working for the company. Okay. Everyone got the idea of that? Everyone got the concept? If you're doing the NASDAQ, I'm going to knock these off now. If you're going to do the NASDAQ, it doesn't have to be CPI, you can do anybody. You can do anything. If you're expecting a big move on either side, you can do anything. Non-farms, I don't know, whatever. PPI as well. If you expect decent movement. All I say is if you're going to do it, make sure you got at least 20 pips. If it's a NAS, maybe 30 pips either side, you buy, sell stops. And get rid of the opposite order as quickly as possible. As Tempe quite rightly says, so you don't get caught in the whiplash. Now, the whole idea, Henny, for the demo is exactly what you say. It's to try out something like Isabel said, and you say, try a new idea. It is not there to practice trading. We're sitting with a problem with a lot of guys coming in and are playing on the demo. and think they're learning something. You're not learning to trade in the demo. So new ideas, learn how to operate the platform. So just bit of platform training. It's going to buy and sell quickly, get in, get out, make sure I press the right button to go live. Do not think you learn anything from trading by going to the demo. You're fooling yourself. You're too scared to go live. So you think, oh, I'll just learn on the demo and I'm going to do this. You're lying to yourself. You'll learn nothing on the demo as regards trading. Trading is about controlling the emotions. If you don't have emotions, absolutely no point. In fact, it's worse than good because you think you're learning and you're not. And you go live and it's a completely different ball game. You screw up. Now, demo purely new ideas, Henry, Isabel, quite right. And make sure when you start, you've got a platform. So I'm going to practice the next 2 weeks in demo. For what? Because you will go into stuff because you're not caring. You will go into too big. You will do daft things because there's no emotion involved. You would not do that same way on a live. I promise you. I've been there, I know. New strategies, new ideas, yeah. Yeah. You want to say, I'm trapped in the Bollinger Band theory. I've got to go in the demo, do a few trades on that. As your live trade, no problem there. Do not fool yourself. People spend time fooling themselves. What they're saying is, I'm too scared, so I sell my ideas why I shouldn't do it. That's just pure emotion. But yeah, have a go, Isabel. You know, just go in, go as small as you normally would. Try it in a demo, or if you feel confident, big, it's up to you, but give it a go. Okay. As long as everybody, you got the concept. I'm going off a bit. Got the concept. That's the way you learn, you know. Okay, I know you're quite right. That's why you learn a bit quicker. I remember the trading was going back when we had before COVID. There, one guy was interacting with, I remember his name. I know he's still with us. Found out he'd been going for 2 or 3 months, driving in, costing him petrol. Suddenly went to assist him on his laptop, sitting in there, and found us on a demo. So, you need to get your live. We haven't done a live trade. The guy was fooling himself. He was wasting never mind my time. He was wasting his own time. That's why you can't learn on it. You learn nothing unless you've got something to lose. Yeah, I play on the $1 million demo. It's a massive position, great fun. Double up, never run out. Put another million in. Just play. It's having some fun. It's kidology. Okay, where were we? So the Nasdaq maybe do a 30 pip above, 30 below, just before it comes out. See what happens. Don't do it in normal days like up before openings. It jumps around too much. And all you do is you give costs. Okay. Any other question, guys? Because we haven't got the trades going this morning, which is no surprise. Probably get them later on this afternoon. We've got a few out from yesterday. We seem to be doing okay, so we're happy with that. So anything else you want to go over? Any suggestions we want to just clarify on it? So I'm sure some of the other guys, well, I didn't think of that. That seems like a good idea. Brenton might think, thank God you asked that, Isabel. Because it applies to everybody. It's the whole idea. Anything else, guys? Remember, we're all trying to keep the same goalpost. Let's make use of it. Is it going good, eh? What's Brent doing now? It's hovering. I expect it's going to hover a bit. No, it's not really doing good. It's doing good for overall, but it hasn't suddenly done good in the last 15 minutes. So it came off nicely. Now it's popped back up again. But at least the sales are coming in as it goes up. Just say ride it. I don't think there's a problem now getting your stop down to your entry at 64, if that's where you entered. If you entered below that, don't do that. But if you have entered at 64, like the trading signal came out at, you get to stop to protect yourself. That's fine. And then, you know, hold on. You might get a lot more. Every time it pops up, look, the sales are coming in. So let's stick with it. GBP, CHF, I want to do, but I can't get the price. Somebody want to send out. No, I can't get the price. Take care, Ernie. But I mean, to be honest with you, Kerry, I think you've learned a lot more by taking the bull by the horns. Learn by fire, if you like, going in. And how long have you been doing it? Only a month or two? You learned a lot more than faff around the demo. I know that for a fact, because a lot of guys who don't come here, some of the stuff they come out with, not learning. Okay, fair enough. My take on it, if it comes out, it might affect the AUD. Which way, I don't know. Because I don't know what the figure's going to be. But I'm not too worried about that at the moment. If you got protection, it might be a favour. If not, we're protected anyway, so not a problem. No, we can't do that. It's nice to know it's coming right anyway. The FTSE probably bugger all that in there. Sod all that in there. F-stop is closed now. Don't forget, guys, CFD is only open up at 4. We'll check it out this afternoon. Anything else? Not really, no. Nasdaq, we got in, though. 1 or 2 might have got in there. I don't know. They're still in. They're in a profit anyway. Definitely move your stop to break even on that one. Last thing I'm going to be caught that going the wrong way. It got scored to you. I like it. Yeah, I was for sure. We haven't missed much. It's about the same price as M3. But we'll see how it opens. Might have done you a favour actually when it opens up. If he's hawkish, it should increase dollar and DXY. If he's dovish, depends how dovish or hawkish he is, whether the movement. That's correct. Probably exactly. Strongly hawkish, big movement dollar up, smaller movement slight up, and same the other way around. Exactement. Okay, any other questions? Anybody not got a position size calculator, get it. Strict orders, or it'll be 12 years in solitary confinement. You would survive 12 years solitary confinement. You're insane, trust me. Trust me, I've been there, but you would. But yeah, they haven't got the calculator. You've all got the indices, etc. Got copy and pasted it. You know the specifications. You know now. If you're not sure the contract size, nice to know it. You should know it. But just as long as the calculator works out for you, say 20 rand a micro on gold, 400 of micro on the Dow for the same position size volume. If you want to risk it before pound, you can. See, look at that 15-minute chart we got at the moment. Indecision. That's indecision. Look at that. That's a better. It's indecision. It's going to hover going sideways. I don't think you're getting big moves up or down until that comes out. The guys that know won't be playing around with it. The only moves you're going to get is either scalpers or guys who don't know or haven't got the economic calendar, or new guys that play around. But most of the new guys don't really affect the market anyway, unless they've got rich fathers, because they usually go when they start very small anyway, and the position size is so minute that it doesn't really affect the movements of the share of the security anyway. That's correct. It does affect the AUD positively. Yeah. Liquidity means that more people are coming back to the trading desk. You won't want liquidity if it's 23rd of December or whatever happens in China, because most guys are on holiday. Well, the big boys are. I mean, the retail might take a laptop with, but the big boys are on holiday. They close down. But so the volumes will increase. The guys come back. There'll probably far more volumes next week than this. A lot of them back now, but the whole lot should be back next week. But yeah, but it will affect positively for AUD. Well, it depends what they do with the resurgence. If they do nothing about it, it won't matter. If they suddenly start clamping down, say we'll close off the borders to Hong Kong, etc., then they start putting legislation. It would affect. Yeah, not just Aussie. It affects everybody because they produce stuff like, and they buy stuff for the more producers. but they still buy stuff. They buy their own goods as well. But America will affect more because they manufacture and they buy stuff. Always remember, you're producing a product. Someone's got to buy it. There's no point. And America's are buyers. That's why they're all in hock. America, like this country, they don't save. They live month to month. Staggered, actually, probably the same in America, live in this country. Very few people not people out of work. I'm talking about middle class employed people with not great salaries, but reasonable salaries, couldn't write out a check for 2 or 3 grand until the end of the month. They just couldn't do it. It's because they're living month to month. I mean, guys in something like 20 grand a month go and say, right, it's the 18th of the month. Do you want to buy this product cash? It's 2 grand. I can't. I've got to wait till payday. That's hectic because they haven't been saving. And you say, oh, well, it's all right for you to say, but I've got to pay tax, school fees, car, insurance, food, bond, rent, or whatever. So in the end, probably find that after the month, they've got virtually sod all left anyway. And they're waiting. That's why you see when they go shopping in Woodmead Retail Park, the last Friday of the month, it's a way to avoid because everyone now has got paid. Now they can go shopping. The week before it's quite quiet. They're living month to month. And that is because the world debt has been created again by the bad boys. You think we don't save here in America? Very bad, is it? And the country gets $15 an hour or whatever, spend month to month. Scary. Okay. Right, it's nearly 11. Anything else anyone want to clarify? I'm pleased to do it. I want to do it. If you have any questions, I don't want to continue waffling. I want to obviously add value. I think it's interesting. It's all grist to the mill, as they say, Robert. And you're not sure of, but please let's do this while we've got a moment. It's all go. We haven't got time to answer these questions. So we've covered the buy stop, sell stop. I think we call it butterfly trade. I can't remember exactly. A couple of things of interest in the meantime, which we can do. So anything else just want a bit of clarification on? Which I'm more than happy to do. So I was going to sell $1. I think it's still $1, but otherwise that would be one. I think we're going to trade out on that one, actually. I think some guys already taken their profit. We've made profit on it, that's the main thing. But yeah, if I was going to sell, that's to me quite a strong one. So yeah, I'll go to the daily. I still wouldn't do it at the moment, as we discussed many times this morning. But yeah, if I had to, that's probably one I'd pick selling against the Swiss franc. But no, I'd leave it for the moment. Yeah, you can do all sorts of double tops, but the fundamental will kill that card. If fundamental comes out, it'll kill any double top, quadruple top, Bollinger Band, you name it. Yeah, just bear that in mind. And will you get enough movement before 4 o'clock to get out? That's the problem. It's all real. So I'll be out by 4. I've got 4 hours to trade, and the thing's going sideways. But up to you. Okay, guys. If that's it, I'll catch you this afternoon. I hope we get some serious action. Because remember, it's not figures coming out for, it's talking. So there'll be some movement going on as he's speaking. And he normally speaks for about an hour or so in Q&A. So it should be interesting, hopefully. Thank you, Sibusiso. Thank you, Vio. Thank you, Christo. Great stuff. At least you're all gaining value. That's the most important part. Good, good, good. Trades got out, seem to be okay. Protect yourself so you don't get caught in the crossfire at 4, and you might benefit from it. What a pleasure. Win-win. Thanks, guys. Hope you all got that. Cheers.